I am Esther, a Jewish orphan, raised by my cousin Mordecai in the land of Persia. Never did I imagine that one day my life would change so completely. When Queen Vashti was put away, King Ahasuerus sought a new queen.
Hear ye, hear ye! By order of the king.
Out of many maidens, I was chosen. I became queen, yet I kept secret my people and my kindred, as Mordecai had commanded me, but darkness soon fell. Haman, the king's chief prince, became enraged because Mordecai would not bow to him. Out of his wrath, he plotted not only against Mordecai,
How dare he not bow to me?
but against all my people. He said to the king,
There is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom. And their laws are diverse from all people, neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
The king consented, and a decree went forth that on a certain day all Jews should be destroyed. When Mordecai heard, he rent his clothes and cried with a loud and bitter cry. He sent word to me, urging me to go before the king. I trembled, for the law was clear. To go in uncalled meant death, unless the king held out the golden scepter. But Mordecai sent me this message.
Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
My heart pounded, but I answered, Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law, and if I perish, I perish. 3 days passed in fasting and prayer. Then I put on my royal apparel and went before the king. Silence filled the hall until the king held out the golden scepter.
What will you, Queen Esther? And what is your request? It shall be even given thee to the half of the kingdom.
If it please the king, let the king and Haman come today unto the banquet that I have prepared for him.
The king inclined his head in agreement, granting my request without hesitation. That night, Haman returned home and boasted to his wife and friends about the honor and glory the king had given him.
If he is of the Jews, you will not prevail, but surely fall before him.
Yet his heart was still filled with rage because Mordecai, who sat at the king's gate, would not bow before him. Haman could not endure it, so he ordered a gallows 50 cubits high to be built, determined that the next morning he would ask the king to have Mordecai hanged upon it. But that very night, the Lord caused the king to be unable to sleep. So he commanded that the Book of the Chronicles be brought and read before him. And there they found the record of how Mordecai had exposed the plot of 2 eunuchs who had sought to assassinate the king.
What honor and dignity hath been done to Mordecai for this? There is nothing done for him.
On the morrow, as Haman entered the court to speak unto the king concerning his intent to have Mordecai hanged on the gallows he had prepared,
What shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor?
thinking it was himself,
Let the royal apparel be brought which the king useth to wear, and the horse that the king rideth upon,
and the crown royal which is set upon his head. And let this apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the man, and bring him on horseback through the street of the city, and proclaim before him, Thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delighteth to honor. Make haste, and take the apparel and the horse, as thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew.
Haman's pride was crushed. And it came to pass on the next day, at the second banquet of wine which I had prepared, the king again asked,
What is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? And it shall be performed, even to the half of the kingdom.
If I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish.
Who is he, and where is he, that durst presume in his heart to do so?
The adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman.
The king arose in wrath. When he returned to see Haman fallen upon the bed where I was, he cried,
O Queen Esther, I beseech thee, spare my life.
Will he force the queen also before me in the house?
So Haman was taken and hanged on the very gallows he had prepared for Mordecai. After this, Mordecai was promoted to great honor. Yet the first decree could not be reversed, for the law of the Medes and Persians changeth not. Therefore I pleaded again.
If it please the king, and if I have found favor in his sight,
Let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman, which he wrote to destroy the Jews.
The king gave Mordecai authority to write another decree, granting the Jews the right to defend themselves. On the appointed day, instead of being destroyed, our people triumphed over their enemies. Thus the Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. The days were turned into feasting and joy, and from that time the feast of Purim was kept throughout all generations. And I, Esther, remember the vow I once spoke. If I perish, but the Lord turns sorrow into gladness, mourning into a day of deliverance. For truly, I was raised to the throne not for my own sake, but to be an instrument of salvation for my people.